Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunup. I'm Lyndall Stout. Combines are rolling and Oklahoma wheat harvest is well underway. We begin today with an update on how it's all going with our small grains extension specialist, David Marburger.
Well, where we're at with harvest right now, the good thing is we're making progress, but overall it's been kind of stop and go for a lot of our producers. If you think back to about when we were in grain fill, we were kind of setting up to be an early harvest this year, but we had cooler temperatures and a lot of moisture during grain fill, which kind of delayed us a little bit, but more back to being back on par.
What are you hearing about yields?
Depending on where we're at in the state, overall the yields have been pretty decent. As we move further south and southwest, we've seen a lot of yields kind of in that mid-30s to mid-50s. As we move a little bit further north, it's gone higher. It's started to go up. And you hear around central Oklahoma, kind of in the mid-40s to mid-60s. And as we move further north, we've heard even better yields than that.
In terms of quality, what are you hearing from around the state?
So just with quality, to start off, we'll just talk a little bit about test weight. Some of those early numbers that were coming in, the wheat that was being harvested earlier on, right around Memorial Day, before that, very good test weights. Reports of 64, 65 pounds per bushel. As harvested started getting going in other parts of the state, again, we were still seeing pretty good test weights, above 60 pounds per bushel. Since then, as we've had some rain events in some certain areas and we've had wheat that's been ready to harvest, but it's been delayed, we have seen a little bit of a drop in test weight, but still pretty good overall, ranging anywhere from hearing reports of 58 to 60 pounds per bushel. Protein levels around the state have been pretty variable overall, but overall the state average, from what I've been hearing, is close to 10.5, 11.5%. We'd like to be at that 11.5 to maybe 12% and a little bit higher, but the protein is really going to be more affected in terms of nitrogen, those applications or lack thereof, as well as other stresses that may have occurred during the season, such as any drought conditions or disease pressures.
So are there any particular challenges with this year's harvest? I mean, we've mentioned the weather, working around the weather, of course, which is always the case.
Yep.
Overall, it's a really great crop compared to the past few years.
Yes.
But there have been a few things that have kind of growers have had to overcome.
Yeah, besides the weather, maybe one of the other ones, the other issue has been disease overall. We saw a lot of stripe rust this year. The conditions for it this year were just favorable for that the disease, and as we continue to harvest some of our variety trials, we have trials where we've applied fungicide versus where we have not, and we had stripe rust in those areas, and we'll be able to gauge on how well some of those varieties performed where we did not apply that fungicide versus where we did. Other issues have been weeds as well, and trying to keep those under wraps.
Okay. So. And then in terms of your variety trials, you kind of have a few early results, let's say.
We do. So we have 20 locations this year spread all around the state, and as of right now we've got 10 of them harvested, and I'm working hard, our crew's working really hard to get those plots harvested, and then I'm working to try and get those results posted, and I've got some of those results posted on our website, wheat.okstate.edu, and those are mostly from our locations south of I-40, so more western and southwestern Oklahoma. And this past week here, we've been able to venture further north. So we were up at Kildare and Lamont on Monday. We harvested at Cherokee yesterday, and today we're going to Homestead, and tomorrow we hope to go to Lahoma, and Lahoma is our big location, so we're looking forward to that. And again, that's another location where we have our two different trials where we did not apply a fungicide versus where we did, and can look at the impacts of fungicide.
We know the variety trial combine has been busy lately, right? There's been a lot of anticipation about Bentley, which is our new hard red variety. What are some of the things you're hearing about it?
So some of our early results from our variety trials, again, we've started in more of the southwestern part of the state, and overall Bentley has been performing pretty well. But I've looked at some of the data from our results from further north, and it's really been performing very well. You hear that 80 bushel plus, and as well as some other varieties as well. We've been hearing some very good yields, especially in the north, of even some topping 100 bushels per acre.
Wow.
So that's fantastic.
That
We
is
hope to
fantastic.
we hope to continue to hear more of that.
Okay. Okay, David, thanks so much for the update, and good luck to all the folks who are finishing up harvest the next few weeks. And for a link to the variety trial results that David mentioned, just go to sunup.okstate.edu.